Hello there, MOA students who are absent, who are quarantined, who are skipping, whatever. If you're not going to be in my room today, these are your instructions for Thursday, January 21st, 2021. That's right. The date is 12121. All right. I kind of like the flow of that. Anyway, here's our goal for today. I can analyze issues surrounding the election of James K. Polk in 1844 by responding to a secondary source reading, completing a Google form, and describe the acquisitions of Texas and Oregon by annotating a map. So, first things first, we hit the classwork stream. We have a new assignment here, 5440 or fight. You have a Google form with a series of questions. Most of these questions can be answered through reading the reading, which is this, okay? So here's your reading. Some of the questions may involve Google searching things on the internet. The big story here is this. 5440 refers to a line on the map. The United States was claiming to own a chunk of land that today includes the states of Oregon and Washington, as well as territory up in what is today Vancouver, Washington. And James K. Polk ran for president, promising Americans he would acquire that territory or go to war against England, Canada to get it. So that was the premise of his campaign to get elected. He wanted to fulfill manifest destiny. James K. Polk wanted to be the man who got America from sea to shining sea. And by the way, it is Oregon and Washington that get us to the Pacific, not California. We get Oregon 2 years before we get California, just so you know. So you're going to do this reading. It's going to tell you about that story. And then you're also going to need to open up your interactive notebook and your notes. Okay, so on our interactive notebook, we are once again on this page here. Yesterday you did Florida, the Treaty of Paris, and the Louisiana Purchase. Today we're going to do Texas and Oregon. Also, at this point, we are now going to define most of these terms. So we've talked about the Northwest Ordinance. You can go in and define that. James K. Polk, the 11th president who fulfills manifest destiny. 5440 or fight, a campaign slogan in which candidate Polk promised to take Oregon. And manifest destiny, the idea that America is supposed to spread from sea to shining sea, meaning that we only have 2 vocab terms left. So you might want to, fill these out. Just saying. Okay, so coming back to our map. We're going to fill out these 2 boxes, Texas and Oregon. Even though the Polk campaign was about Oregon, we don't get Oregon first, okay? We're going to get Texas first. So let's go over to our slides. And we're going to scoot on through to this slide about the annexation of Texas. You do not need to copy every word in here, okay? But you do need to know that the year 1845, the Texas was annexed. We don't get Texas from Mexico. We get Texas from Texas. Texas was already independent from Mexico. You know that story. We taught it to you in 7th grade. The Alamo, the Battle of San Jacinto, all of that stuff. Sam Houston, Jim Bowie, all of that. So Texas gets annexed. And the land includes all of modern day Texas, along with parts of New Mexico, Colorado, Oklahoma, and Kansas. Texas is going to sell off some land to the United States to pay bills, and that slavery is legal. And this annexation is going to trigger war with Mexico. We're going to talk about that war tomorrow. So that's the information here from this slide that you need to get typed up here in this box, okay? The next year, by the way, pause the video, go ahead and do that real quick, all right? So the next year, 1846, we get the Oregon Territory from England. Oregon contains Oregon, Washington, and parts of Idaho, Oregon, Washington, and Idaho, all of those, and parts of Wyoming and Montana. And these are going to come in as free states. So Texas came in as a slave state. These states are going to come in as free states. It's going to be a long time before they become states, but the United States owns the territory in 1846. So This stuff on here is going to go into this box right here. And that, my friends, is today's lesson. Tomorrow, we will talk about the last two chunks of stuff on this map and the war we fought with Mexico to get them. And tomorrow, you will also get the information you need to finish the vocabulary. So, by the time we get to the end of the week, you should be done with your digital interactive notebook. Now, we won't turn them in until next Friday. So you have an entire week to make sure you get this done, because you now will, by the end of the day tomorrow, will have everything you need to do it. So those are your instructions. If you have questions, please email me and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.